Good morning, and I'm sitting here in one of my gardens, and I kind of use that term loosely because they're not, say, formal. I have a grouping of areas, including the raised beds that are over there that contain the spikenard and mayaples, and they all compose different habitats. They have different soils. In some case, I actually built the soil, as in the case of the raised bed. They have different amounts of available water. I'm sitting down here in an area where, frankly, I don't water. These are xeric plants. They're just dry-loving plants, um, which includes this Monarda fistulosa wild bergamot. I've got shade areas that are rich soils, which were let's see here, yellow lady slippers and then wild ginger and such grows. But anyway, what I want to do is impart in your minds the value of a lot of these small plants that you might just walk by on a daily basis and not even notice. It seems to me, I have noticed that if you are walking along and you see a plant that's interesting, a plant that sticks out, you don't know this plant. Usually the ones that have a lot of character have a lot to offer. And so in this clump of wild bergamot, there happened to be this little flowering plant. There's two of them here with compound leaves and interesting flower with interesting scent. And so I sent Cassidy, my employee down here, to key this out. And don't feel like you have to contain all the knowledge of plants in your mind. I know quite a bit, but I certainly don't know more than I do know. And I run across plants like this that I'm unfamiliar with, so we key them out. Got a variety of books here, the Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Wildflowers, which this plant was not in. Michigan wildflowers. If you're in Illinois, I'm sure you can find Illinois wildflowers, or if you're in Louisiana, Louisiana wildflowers. A good book, generally speaking, this is my go-to, but this plant wasn't in it. Wildflowers of the Great Lakes region. I'm in the Great Lakes region. Wasn't in there. And so Cassidy found it in Peterson's Field Guide, Eastern Central Medicinal Plants. Get books. We're bow people. I'm pretty sure that a lot of my viewers are bow people. But think of seasonality. Think of the native people. You know, there were certain times for doing things, and certainly in the spring, we need to really upgrade, really ramp up, really robustify our knowledge of wild plants, because it's all part of being a person. Fitting into our habitat is knowing what's around us. She found it in the medicinal plants, and then after that I went to Edward Voss's, this is an amazing book, Field Manual of Michigan Flora, and what she found is in here in the counties. I'm not going to zoom this in, but Dr. Voss went through here and cataloged all the plants in Michigan, and then there's these little maps that show the counties of Michigan, both the UP and the Lower Peninsula, and this plant fits in there, so things are looking good. What she found, and it kind of backs up my idea that if you find an interesting and unique plant, just like people, this is a metaphor for life, everyone. Those people that are a little on the offbeat side, a lot of them have a lot to offer. Anyway, this is Valerian. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I'll figure this out. Actually, Valeriania officinalis, and then a variety L. I'm not sure what the L stands for. And uses. I'm just going to skip right to this. A well-known herbal calmative, making you calm, antispasmodic, nerve tonic, used for hypochondria, nervous headaches, irritability, mild spasmodic affections, depression, despondency, insomnia. Active components are called valopatriates. I'm going to straighten that out. Research has confirmed that teas, tinctures, and or extracts of this plant are CNS depressant, antispasmodic, and sedative when agitation is present, but also a stimulant in fatigue, antibacterial, antidiuretic, liver protective. Valerian is a leading over-the-counter tranquilizer in Europe. Cats are said to be attracted to the scent of the root, as they are to catnip. Folklore says the roots repel rats. Look at that. This modest little plant growing in this clump of wild bergamot. I could have just overlooked this and said it was a weed, pulled it out of the bergamot, and I would have lost something. This is great, and I'm actually going to do my best to propagate it. Let's see, Valeriana officinalis, common valerian, garden heliotrope, a Eurasian native, so it's not native to North America, often cultivated for its very fragrant flowers and occasionally established as an escape to roadsides, ditches, shores, fields, and borders of forests. First collected in 1912 in Presque County, this flowers from mid-June through July, while V. Valeriana voluminosa flowers significantly earlier from May through June. And so the lesson here is keep your eyes open. Notice things that are odd or unique, because a lot of times odd or unique things have a great value. It's a cool plant. Cool plant. I'm going to add it to my flashcards. I'm going to learn as much as I can about this plant and update my knowledge of being a human. Yes, I have started on a bow build-along, but I encourage all of you to become multifaceted. Learn your plants. Learn your plants. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. The bow video is on the way. I've started it. And have a great day gardening. Ha! I'm also excited because I bought seeds last night. I just went out. I wanted to just buy wild lettuce. Google wild lettuce. It's an amazing plant. And I wound up buying monk's hood seeds, you know, for our garden. We don't have any stinging nettles up here, but they're native plants, so I can plant them in their proper habitat. And there was another few that I bought too that I'm going to propagate. I also started my Hopi ceremonial tobacco much too late, but this stuff grows like crazy. It's a huge plant and has seeds like dust that are very viable. Now I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, I almost crushed this little gray-centered coneflower. Clary sage, more Monarda festulusa, or it could be Didyma, bee balm, and there's echinacea, whole variety of things. I better stop before I go off on too many tangents. Adios.